when life gets to the point where you shut down, when you're tired of trying, tired of existing, tired of having a selectively worse life, even though you put in effort, and so you shut down, cry, rot, stop eating, and lie in bed, wondering whether or not existing is actually worth it. This isn't a BS mental health advice video where I'm gonna be like, oh, just love yourself. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. You know, we all feel depressed. We all kind of have our bad. No, I'm not gonna give you any coping mechanisms like, oh, talk about it. You should draw. I'm going to tell you exactly why you shut down. And then I will give you the 3-day protocol that will end your suffering. It is the same protocol that I used myself to go from being medically diagnosed with a mental illness. Life was an absolute chore. I was on meds to keep my mind intact, to now smiling 24/7 to where literally middle-aged white women on the NYC subway ask me what my secret to happiness is. Like, this genuinely fucking happened to me. So that means you will know exactly how to live life to where it's fun, where it's not a struggle, where it doesn't pain you, where you actually like existing, which in 3 days, not even fucking therapy can do that. So, why exactly do you shut down? Why are you singled out to have a shitty, agonizing life? It's not because you're mentally ill. It's not because there's a chemical disbalance in your brain that requires you to be on 3 different types of meds. It's because you are fucking up your life so much to the point where you don't have any energy to deal with life itself. Because every time you fuck up, every time you go on a 14-hour gaming session with Valorant on one monitor and Hentai Haven on the other, every time you do nothing but rot in your sad little room, scrolling until you fucking pass out, you're practicing, you're getting good at fucking yourself up, you're getting good at wasting your life when you could be getting good at life. Because realistically, let's think, right? If you were so good at life skills, if you were so good at gym to where you fixed all your insecurities, if you were so good at school to where it wouldn't bother you because all the work is so fucking easy because you would be good at school, you could finish it in like 7 seconds. If you knew how to make money, your environment wouldn't pain you because you actually know how to get out of that environment, and you would be able to if you were good at life. Your life, your future wouldn't stress you out, wouldn't pain you, wouldn't make you shut down because of all the stress that you're under, because you would be good at it. It would not be hard. It would be easy. It would be fun. Kind of like how you find video games fun because you're good at them. Kind of like how you find porn and anime fun because you're good at them. You're good at fucking yourself up instead of being good at your actual life. And if you were good at your actual life, you wouldn't find it unbearable. You would actually want to go out and get shit done. Exactly how you, after a hard day's work, want to go home and just rot in bed all day. You just need to reverse the side of you that's a depressed loser failure who's good at rotting. Reverse it into like a fucking god who can focus for 4, 5, 6 hours straight and not waver in energy because it would be easy for that type of person. That will make your life fun. That will make you energized. That will make you good at life to where it doesn't fucking bother you because it's easy when you're that ideal version of yourself. But if you've ever tried to lock in, if you've ever tried to get into the gym or start entrepreneurship or get good at school, you know that you absolutely cannot do anything else other than rot. Like, no matter how hard you try, you cannot stick to it. You always fail, you always relapse, you always fight yourself and lose. The reason you keep spiraling down into insanity is because you're placing the responsibility of your life in the hands of a failure. Because it was you who got yourself into this mental hell. It was you who binged 150 episodes of Black Clover in one sitting. It was you who decided to relapse for the 4th time in a row. It was you who grinded War Thunder to the top tier just to ultimately rethink why you wasted so much of your life. Don't BS yourself by saying, oh, it's not my fault, I feel so sad. Bro, that was you who became a failure. And now you, that failure, are responsible for getting yourself out. If you get someone who got themselves out of the exact same mental hell that you're going through right now and let that person be responsible for your success, for your life. Locking in would be the easiest thing in the world because no matter what, you don't make any mistakes, you don't fail, and your suffering ends on day one. Literally on the first day, what seems like a hopeless life with no way out ends because someone who knows exactly what to do in the most unique and obscure situations is responsible for fixing it. I did this with Kevin and Broski and Yumi, and I kid you not, on day one, they stopped being a failure, stopped hating themselves, stopped suffering, which is insane. Day one, by the way. 2 weeks later, they became completely locked in. Broski makes 10K a week. He's probably at the healthiest point he's ever been. Yumi made progress in the gym, entrepreneurship, and school for the first time in her fucking life, and Kevin is dialed in on university. By the way, they went from being absolute bedrotters who were considering dying to then becoming so locked in to where life is now easy for them. This happened in 2 weeks. The reason this works is because instead of feeling better with your shitty ass self, which is what therapy and antidepressants do, you become better. And placing that responsibility in the hands of someone who dealt with the exact same mental shit you're going through makes the process completely fucking guaranteed. 100%. There's no chance of failure because the person who is responsible for you knows exactly where you might fail and prevents you from failing in the first place. It's like exponential growth. There's no interruptions. So from day one, life's quality just fucking skyrockets. So if you want that guaranteed chance of ending your suffering by becoming better, DM me on Discord or join my Discord server. I can do the same for you. Now, if you're gonna try to lock in on your own, you're gonna have to remove that side of you that keeps you a failure first before you try to lock in. Because that side of you, that personality, that voice that tells you to go watch hentai for the 5th time today has already solidified itself inside of your brain. Because for your whole life, you've been nothing more than a failure. That side of you has solidified its position inside of your head. And so every time you do try to squeeze in that locked in personality, every time you try to adopt any kind of thinking related to locking in, it never sticks because the voice, the side of you, the personality that's a failure is already solidified in there. It doesn't let you squeeze in a personality of you being locked in. So no matter how hard you try, that side of you always wins because that side of you has been inside your brain for so long. Its defenses are like top notch. So we can't squeeze or force yourself to become locked in. You probably know this from experience. So we have to get rid of that side of you first before we can actually lock in. The way we do this is by doing nothing. Instead of trying to kill it, which will never work because it's been inside your head for so long, you starve that personality by doing nothing. If you receive 0 input, so no school, no work, no computer, no phone, no YouTube, nothing at all that is coming inside of your brain, no thinking at all, you're not feeding that personality anything, and so it naturally starves. Then once it's dead, you have a clean slate where you can write on a personality of you being locked in, and then you actually lock in. Then you stop failing, then you stop relapsing, then you stop repeating the agonizing cycle of life because that side of you is dead. Now it's so much easier to get good at life because you now have the side of you that's good at life be responsible for all your decision making instead of having the side of you that's good at making decisions that make your life a living hell. But again, for this to actually work, you need no input. It's a part of your brain that thinks, and so no matter what thinking you put it through, it's going to be used. It'll stay in your mind if you think about trying to lock in. It'll stay in your mind if you think about being productive. It'll stay in your mind if you think about doing anything. It'll stay in your mind if you think, period. If you continue to think, continue to receive input, you're making your brain think. And because it has to think, it uses its brain, which is currently a voice of failure. making you make decisions that make you hate yourself. So just power off your phone, turn off your computer, go outside and stare at the sky for a solid 3 days. For 3 days, just don't receive any input. Just don't think. Starve that personality, that side of you, by doing nothing. Doesn't matter if it's a productive thought or not. The voice in your head is what's currently in charge of making decisions. So even if you think about doing something productive, it's gonna end badly because the side of you that's a failure is responsible for making decisions. After 3 days of just doing nothing, that voice in your head starves. And now you have the opportunity to add the personality that's good at being locked in, that's good at life. And then you will actually get good at life instead of getting good at fucking yourself up. And now life is easy, same way you find comfort in fucking up your life right now. Now, at this point, life is easy. Life is chill. Life is fun. And it's crazy how 90% of people watching this aren't even gonna follow this plan. They'll come up with like a variation of this plan. Oh, I'm not gonna do 3 days. I'm gonna do 2 days because I have work on Monday. The reason this happens, the reason why you right now are thinking of a slightly different variation of this plan, is because the side of you that needs to be removed, the side of you that's a failure, is way too solidified in your brain, and it knows it's in danger, and so it's not even letting you do the actual plan. And so if you deadass know, like, okay, I need to get this shitty ass life done and over with, I can't fucking live anymore, DM me on Discord. Because there is 100% chance that in 2 weeks, you become so good at life to where your suffering ends. Not 90% chance, not 97% chance, not 80% chance, 100% chance. This is what happened to Kevin, who was planning his suicide before I met him. And then 2 weeks later, he is now locked in and life is fun for him. Yumi, same thing. Broski, same thing. Like, 100% of people who worked with me went from hating life, feeling hopeless, empty, mentally exhausted, to being locked in to where life is fun. If you want that guaranteed chance that your suffering ends by becoming better, not feeling better, which is what therapy does, DM me on Discord or join my Discord server. I could do that for you.